Hello, welcome back to some more calligraphy with Orlando. Now today we will be going over basically our last set of capital letters. That being the E, G, L, S, H, K, V, W, Z, I, J, A, M, and N. Right, so let's get cracking. So the E starts just a bit like this. Remember thirds. Keep it narrow ovals. There. Just like that. That's our E. And then at the end, of course, you can go back and just give it just a touch of shading there. Just a touch of shading there. Another way you can do the E, of course, is with that, and then go over there and move that over like that. Don't forget to give it a touch of shading. Trace it over a little bit. And there we go, we have our E. Okay, next up we have the G. Now, while you're writing the G, bear in mind that we're going with our rule of thirds here. So you want to write the top part of the G basically in the top kind of third of the frame. Like that, and then move that up, and then you can extend this G all the way down like that. And that's our G. We can do that one more time because we have some extra space. That's our G. Now for the L, move that over, and then there. That's the L. Just make sure that when you start, you just add a touch of shading, let off the shading, go back, and keep this kind of loop quite as like a narrow, tight oval, like an oval like there we go, add some extra room again. So like an oval like this, quite a long but tight oval. And of course the last letter S. Now in Copperplate, our S looks like that. Frankly, I disagree with it. I disagree because that is not an S. That is a malnourished L. I think the L. I usually do the L. Sorry, the S like that. Again, I'll just do that right here, like that, because that's an S, not that. That's a malnourished L, as I just said. Okay, the next letters we'll be going over, let me just make our third lines. H and K, they both involve pretty similar letter forms, or what's it called again? Letter, kind of capital forms, yeah, capital forms. So H starts like that, and you let off, you go, move up the pen, and you start at the top here, and you go through like that, and then you get a little loop. That's the first half. In the second half, one piece, you move like that, and then you loop it around, add some pressure, and go to bad 6th position there. K again, you start with the same kind of stroke, let off. Actually no, sorry, you start the same stroke except you don't let off. You move to the top in a hairline, and then you compound curve it down like that. And you of course add a dollop. Then for the rest of the K, you start there, move over, just cross it a little bit, oval, and there, stop. And that's our K. Right, the next form, the V. Hang on. Right, I'll give myself room here for the V. The V, as you can see here, so it starts with the same kind of principle, like that. Except you don't lift off. You kind of move it there. Sorry, you do lift off. You move it up a little bit more, and then you do that. And then move a hairline up there into that position, so that's for the V. The W, again, you go you do this kind of overturn form, move it up, and then do a compound curve, but connect it when you move it down, move it up again, compound curve, connect it, and move it like that. Like that. Try and maintain the hairline and not do what I did. I think I might have some room. Let me just redo a W for you here. There we go. Better W. Although it still looks kind of wrong because I've made this quite uneven. But we need to move on to the next letter, the Z. So the Z is pretty special because it occupies 5 spaces on our 5 spaces basically. Now we're on our dot pad, and it looks like this. You move it down, connect it like a compound curve. Hang on. Drag it over and loop it. We'll try that one more time. Move it down. Keep the top large, but the bottom smaller. And there, perfect. Now next up we have I and J. So for I and J, they're both pretty similar, but they both start with this. They both start with this kind of a compound curve here, like that, and then it moves, and then they also share in common this kind of thing there. So let me try that one more time. Like that. And of course the J occupies again 5 spaces. 5 spaces I said, and it looks like this. So it starts with our longer compound curve like that, and transitions into this loop here, and then of course we have a top that's the same as the T. Okay, and don't forget to just loop that across, just to avoid confusion. Now next we have our A, and the way you make this is you start with we start with our start with this section here. So make a dot, and you move it up like that, a gentle compound curve. Drag this down, thick downstroke there, and then of course now we will move on to the M and the N. So the way you form the M is you start with a dollop here, start with a comma flourish or dollop of flourishing. You drag it up like that, and then move it down and a soft roll up again. and then move it down and just stop there, like that. One more time, try keep this gap narrow, unlike me. There, soft roll, and stop. Right, and the last letter we'll do is the N. So, N is a little tricky, but you should be fine as long as you practice it enough. So, N starts with that dollop here, basically a comma flourish, and then you move up this piece. Then you have a super gentle compound curve, super gentle, like that, and trace it up. So once again, keep the angle like that, super gentle compound curve, and move it up. There. Okay, your homework for today is going to be to practice all of these letters that I taught you, for however long it takes for you to master them. However, I recommend you do it 20 to 30 times, because you know, it just really need to know how to make them, because this is what copperplate is. This is what calligraphy is. It's letters, right? It's making letters and connecting them. Right, thank you for watching this pretty long series, and goodbye.